Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. We are in Miami this week. And first off, we're staying at the Hyatt, which I actually love this hotel. It's right downtown. It's only a couple of minutes from the arena where we're doing Monday Night Raw tonight. John, though, had an interesting run-in.
It's a great hotel.
With room service.
I got a moron at room service. A moron. I try to order a steak and fries, okay,
right,
before we get done. So it's 11 o'clock in the morning, so I said at noon I'd like to have something to eat. So I said, can you deliver it at 12:05? First, that confused the living daylights out of this woman. And then I said, well, what kind of steak do you have? So we have a half. I said, what kind is that? She goes, well, half is half of a full. And I said, really? So you're telling me that half means half? She said, yes. I said, what kind of steak? And she says, Churrasco. And I said, okay. How big is it? She said, 4 ounces. I said, so the full size is 8. She said, no, it's 6. So I hung up on her.
And now you're hungry.
Now I'm mad because I got mad at her because she was so stupid. And I hung up on her, and now I'm hungry.
So you're protesting the Hyatt.
I'm protesting the Hyatt, which is I actually like this hotel. They just had an idiot working at room service. And now I'm hungry, and it's my own fault because I got mad and hung up on this idiot.
Why does this stuff only happen to you?
I don't know. I should, but and I don't want to call her back and talk to this idiot again because there's no tell what'll happen.
Well, why don't we try to call her right now while we're on the podcast?
I don't want to call her.
Maybe somebody else will answer. Would you like to call and see if it works?
No, I wouldn't.
Come on, it would make for really good radio.
Now, how are you going to do that? Go ahead, call.
No, you're going to carry the microphone.
I'm not. What
do
we got to talk about today? I'm not going to talk about this. It's stupid.
Come on, I want you to order your food because you get very grumpy when you don't eat.
Well, it's too late. It won't be here for an hour.
Okay.
And our podcast is over in an hour, dummy.
So let's start first off with your rugby program out of Bermuda. What an awesome week from what I understand down in the Caribbean.
We won the NACRA trophy. We got there's 2 divisions of NACRA from my understanding.
What does NACRA stand for?
Something Caribbean. It's an acronym. The North American North American Caribbean Rugby Association.
Oh, you did know. I was trying to catch you.
Oh,
you knew.
Idiot. What is wrong with you today?
You're in some mood today.
I see you on the freaking stair stepper today.
I'm in a funny mood. I'm like having a good time.
I see you on the stair stepper today, and you've turned into a grumpy old man. All you do is flip me off. You flip me off like a 8-year-old kid.
That's my way of saying good morning to you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You're turned into this grumpy old
You can't tell that I'm in this good mood right now?
You're a curmudgeon. So the only thing that makes you happy was I had a misfortune with room service, and now I'm hungry. And you enjoy the fact that I had misfortune. So the only thing you're happy about is the fact that I am upset. That's the only thing you're happy about.
You're exactly right. It actually made my day, and I'm actually in a great mood right now. You could win the lottery,
and you'd be mad that they wouldn't pay you till Thursday. You would. They're going to pay me $500 million. They're not going to pay me till Thursday. I know they're going to screw me. I hate them.
If you won the lottery, would you take it in a lump sum or spread it out over 20 years?
I think I'd take a lump sum.
I think I would too.
Yeah, I don't trust them.
And then retire.
I don't know about I'll probably retire. I don't know. I enjoy doing what I'm doing.
Well, I do too. We could actually fund our podcast.
Well, we've got our podcast funded.
Well, we hope, but we can't make that announcement yet. We have to wait till everything is signed, sealed, and delivered, right?
Well, I think it's signed. I don't know if it's sealed and delivered.
Well, we better wait for the sealed and delivered.
It's like hermetically sealed in a mayonnaise jar on somebody's porch. That's what Johnny Carson used to have.
John and I.
Whose porch was that? That was somebody in Kansas.
I think so. It was Kansas.
Yeah.
John and I have great news concerning the podcast, which one of these weeks we're actually going to fill everybody in on. And we also have great news on a new radio opportunity beside the podcast that John and I are going to be involved in that's going to be on hundreds of radio stations across the country.
Terrestrial stations.
And we'll get into all the details on that as soon as we have everything locked down.
So anyway, our kids go down to Trinidad and Tobago. And
it's Tobago, by the way.
No, it's not. It's Tobago.
No,
what do you know?
Tobago is like a toboggan. That's like a sled.
In
it's
Mexico.
Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago.
You live in Mexico.
Okay.
What do you know about English? It's not even your first language.
Okay, so you went to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, and we go down there and we played in the NACRA trophy, the NACRA trophy, not the NACRA Cup, and we end up winning the thing. So next year we get moved up to the big boys, and so we play for all the marbles with the big guys next year.
Now, so what age group was this?
Under 19s.
Okay, and
they did a phenomenal job down there. That we won on points. We ended up losing one game, but because we had won on points in so many games, we ended up winning the overall tiebreakers.
Who'd you guys play?
Played Trinidad. We played British Virgin Islands, and the last game I can't remember who we played.
That's awesome, though. So congratulations to the kids.
They played phenomenally well. They played a couple of really close games, and they really gutted it out. It was really hot down there. I got to watch a lot of it streaming on the internet.
Yeah, I was going to say, you actually watched these games.
I sat out there at TV, Monday Night Raw, and I sat there before. It was sat out there at the desk. We have Wi-Fi, and I sat there and watched the kids play down in Trinidad, the first game where they played Trinidad in Trinidad. And they won the game. I think it's 14-7 or something like that. It was a close game. They played really tough the entire game.
Have you seen the kids?
I see them all just suffering. They were suffering in the heat down there, and I'm just, I'm rooting like crazy, just wanting them to hang on in a few more minutes. And they did. They really gutted it out. Have not seen them yet. They have not come back to Island at the time when I left to come for the.
So you'll see them this week?
I will see them all this week.
That's awesome. So that's great for the rugby program.
Terrific for the rugby program.
And just another reason for people to fund and to help out.
Absolutely. And then next year we get moved up with the big boys. Don't know if we can compete with them. I think we can. We'll see.
Is rugby done for the summer now?
Rugby is pretty much done for the summer. We start back up in September.
And again, 7summitsforkids.com if you want to learn more information and actually donate to help John's program.
You can help fund us.
Pretty awesome.
You are listening to the most talked about show in Web Talk Radio's history. This is the John Layfield and Michael Cole Radio Show, brought to you by LayfieldReport.com. All the news you need, all in one place. Subscribe to the newsletter to be eligible for great prizes, and download the app to take Layfield Report with you wherever you go. Now back to our hosts, John Layfield and Michael Cole.
Now, speaking of the president, remember how he said that he wasn't going to go visit the border because he doesn't like photo ops?
Yes.
So, well, that was early last week. First off, you had talked about him being in Delaware, celebrating Joe Biden, and he actually went and had burgers at the famous charcoal pit in Delaware, but I guess that wasn't a photo op.
No, I'm sure that wasn't a photo op. I'm sure playing pool in Colorado, having a few beers.
That wasn't a photo op.
That was not a photo op.
No, not at all. Now, this is one of the things that I think is, I don't know if you heard this story, but this is classic. President Obama's staff calls him the bear. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
They call him the bear because Obama apparently walks around in the White House, and when he's about to make a big decision, he says, the bear's on the loose. That's what he says.
You're kidding.
I swear to God, the bear is on the loose. In fact, the White House staff uses the hashtag bear is loose. And this is apparently a veiled shot at Vladimir Putin. The bear is loose.
That is
it's one of the most stupid.
That's the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah.
The world is falling apart, and he's walking around.
The bear is loose.
The bear.
The bear.
Could you imagine Ronald Reagan when he's staring down Mikhail Gorbachev saying, hey, the bear is loose?
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall because the bear is loose.
Oh my God. It's incredible. They also did there was also.
How about JFK when he says, Ich ein Berliner? When he said, Ich ein Bear.
The bear is loose. Winston Churchill, the bear is loose. I mean, think about
We will
that.
attack them on the beaches. We will attack them in the air. We will attack them on the land because the bear is loose.
How childish is that?
Who refers to himself as the third person anyway?
The Rock.
Well, The Rock does, but yeah, he sold $1 billion in movies tickets.
You know also one speech last week, the president used the word I, me, or my 207 times in one speech. I, me, or my. He thinks a lot about himself.
This is it. This is like a cartoon. This is something you'd see on Netflix.
CNN columnist Newt Gingrich wrote a great article last week comparing Putin and Obama, and he said when Vladimir Putin, when President Obama goes to Starbucks and gets his coffee and sits at the pool, meanwhile Vladimir Putin's taking Crimea and arming his rebels with missiles. I mean, it's just an incredible contrast.
One thing gets me, Newt Gingrich had more baggage than LaGuardia.
Yeah, of course, but he's good.
That's
though.
The reason. Oh, he's a smart guy. But when he said, he said during the presidential campaign, it was an offshoot of what he had talked about. He goes, we've got to set up a treaty on the moon for when different countries start going up there. Well, who does this land belong to? Same as they did in Antarctica. People go, what a goof. Who would plan something like this? Well, I'll tell you who would plan something like this. What's going to happen in 50 to 75 years when the moon starts getting colonized?
Right.
Here's a guy actually thinking 50 to 100 years ahead. Does it sound crazy now? Yes. Did it sound crazy when Teddy Roosevelt said we got to start protecting our land? Did it sound crazy when they start talking about Antarctica doesn't need to be taken by any certain country? Yeah, it sounded nuts. But that's the problem with our politics. Nobody thinks any far ahead than next week. You need to go to the moon.
The bear is loose.
The bear is loose on the moon.
It's incredible. Hashtag.
One small step for man, one giant leap for the bear is loose.
We come back, we'll talk about the immigrant situation.
I'm going to start being an animal. I don't know what kind. What should I be? Should I be a tiger or a lion or a giraffe or like a hippo?
A donkey.
I don't want to be a donkey. It's not nice, Michael.
I always thought of myself as like a fox, like sly.
Foxes are stupid.
Yeah, but they're sly and they're evasive.
So you want to be sly like Stallone?
Yeah.
He wasn't very sly. He said like a million facelifts.
What animal would you want to be?
I don't know. I got to figure it out.
Hashtag fox is loose. I like that.
I can't be bear because that's our president. Maybe I'll be like a extinct woolly mammoth.
How embarrassing is that?
That's bad. You know, though, the Secret Service have always had nicknames for presidents. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but they've always had them. So apparently they have
the
them
Secret Service. That's fine, but the man calling himself a bear, and then his staff saying the bear is loose.
The bear is loose. The bear is loose.
Oh, the bear is loose.
You have been listening to the John Layfield and Michael Cole radio show on webtalkradio.net. Have comments or questions? Reach out to John on Twitter at JC Layfield and Michael at Michael Cole. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.